Welcome everyone to Price Action Live at TradersPost for November 21st, 2025. I'm one of your traders, Tom Hartman, alongside Mike, the legend in the making, Christensen, co-founder and CSO of TradersPost. Up to 4 days a week at Price Action Live, we trade in front of you using the advanced trade execution engine known as TradersPost, the epic software that upgrades your trading. Whether trading stocks, futures, options, or crypto, TradersPost has got you covered. Today's stream is brought to you by Blusky, the best-in-class prop firm that offers same-day activation, daily payouts, and no max restrictions. Visit blusky.pro and sign up for your first prop firm account today and trade futures like never before. That's Blusky, BLUSKY.pro today for your account. Oh, Mike, the markets have been so interesting. I couldn't go to bed until 3 o'clock in the morning. It was so fascinating going over everything that's been going on. Let me just run through it here.
Sure, please do.
Just for people who don't know.
Because it was fun. Yesterday was crazy.
So yesterday we had a massive drop on in equities, right? In
Yes.
S&P and NASDAQ. And then what was fun about that, what was interesting about that is that the whole lead up beforehand was everyone worried that NVIDIA might miss on earnings. NVIDIA being one of the largest market cap stocks, $4.53 trillion at the time, and people were worried that if they missed, it'd be brutal. And so the narrative was that they would miss and that the market would drop because of that, but that if they beat, the market could rally 3 to 5% up. Like that was the distribution that people were looking at. Then we ended up in a situation where they beat. What is it, $55 billion in revenue that they generated? Amazing. And the market the day before yesterday did actually rise in the aftermarket. 410, the information came out and it rose up.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing was that even though asset prices rose, it stalled out at a certain point and implied volatility came down. And options are priced off of volatility. So these call options, massive call options that were the 0 DTE options that were purchased, even though they were in the money, started losing value. So then they sold those call options. That means it was just now puts. So when they sold the call options, now the puts went up in value, volatility came down, and then we started a negative gamma vicious cycle.
And that doesn't happen very often, right?
Nope.
How many times can you think of that scenario that we saw yesterday?
Okay, so I actually have to do a video about this because it's happened several times. It's just that it's happening quietly, and they're not really talking about it. It happened in August of this year. It happened in the tariff thing in April. It happened in January. It's been happening more and more now because the option space, the zero-dated option space, the volume is massive. The notional volume is tens of millions of dollars, causing market makers to have to do even more than that in hedging. All right, so because they can't hedge zero-dated options with futures or spot, they have to hedge it with other zero-dated options because it's the only instrument that has the gamma profile, has the hedging profile that they need. And so it's getting crazy. And what's going on is that if there's even one entity that clears the books and purchases a bunch of the options, thinking that they need to hedge their downside, now there's no more supply, and then the puts end up increasing in value faster even because there's no more puts to buy in that time frame, which means you can get a 2% down, boom, just like that, which is what happened yesterday, and then it exacerbated to the downside. So it was the scenario really no one really was talking about. I couldn't find anyone talking about it, where NVIDIA beats and still the market goes down. Okay, this all happens. I mean, that was all interesting.
Bitcoin to be fair, in that moment right there, what was most interesting is the fact that NVIDIA had created this massive move upward from support.
That's
and it basically claimed all of that back. So it wasn't as bad as you might think, because we sort of went back to square one, but then we went a little further than that.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
In fact, so that increases the volatility in some of the single name stocks, which it just makes this whole story even more interesting. So Bitcoin fell to 81,000 yesterday. Just Something else is happening in the Bitcoin space where it seems like someone's being liquidated because it's just massive selling. We are the most oversold on the MACD on the daily for Bitcoin than even in bear markets. It's just a massive sell-off that's happening over there, which is interesting in and of itself. Then at the same time, the Japanese, the new PM over there, Sanae Takaishi, she is they're adding liquidity injections to the market to the tune of 49 trillion yen, the biggest stimulus package they've ever had, because they're trying desperately in order to fight back inflation. And why does that matter? Is because the Japanese market, financial markets, has a direct relationship with the bond market in the United States, and consequently liquidity within our system. And so bond yields have been falling now with this flight to safety situation that we're getting within equities. So everything is like shaky all around, while repo has been completely drained. Now the Fed is doing permanent liquidity injections through the repo facility, and while the money from the Treasury General account from the shutdown still hasn't percolated through the system. So all signs point to a potential weakness within the market that we saw yesterday. But here's the thing I'm excited for today, Mike. Options expiry today. That means all those puts are going to expire, which means all those hedges need to be cleared, and that could cause a complete reversal from yesterday. Do not be surprised. Anything can happen here. We can get a drop down, but we can absolutely get 1,000-point rise back up to the high, to yesterday's high.
I'm game, Tom. Give me volatility or give me death. Let's get it.
So it's so cool. I'm now biased towards the upside because in the overnight we cleared one of the lower levels that I was looking at, the 23,955, and so I'm aiming right now for midway to 24,748 on equities on Nasdaq. But I mean, if we went up to 25,400, I wouldn't be surprised. Absolutely fascinating. Plus, yesterday I did a blueprint where I used an Xbox controller in order to send trades to
I saw that.
to TradersPost.
That's so freaking hilarious.
And you know what? It felt great. I was like, wait a minute, this is how I want to trade.
It's definitely one of the funnier ones I've seen you do. Nice, and way to be clever about it. Happy birthday. Oh my goodness, guys. My brain is not working this morning. Happy Friday, everyone. I'm sitting here trying to get the engines running in my head, and saw Aventura's comment on Happy Friday, and that became Happy Birthday. Happy birthday to everybody. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to the markets. We're starting off today. We're going to make this day one. Good morning, everybody. So we got Jarks12. Good morning. Happy Friday. Jose, thanks for joining us. You guys ready for some volatility today? It seems like it's going to be pretty exciting given all of that context. And I'm always like hesitant to trade on options expiry days. And I'm trying not to get in my own head about this, but I've been on a nearly 90% win streak for over 4 weeks now. And in terms of like whether I'm green for the day, and I've only had 2 losing days, and I don't want today to be a losing day, that's for sure. So I'm going to be very careful today, stick with my rules. I'm not chasing anything. I want a clear signal, and we're going to put some scalps on to start.
I mean, I would be so surprised if today was just like a sideways chop day.
Yeah.
Too many things are, so like I don't want to miss the trend. Whatever trend happens here, I want to load the boat up. And
this is just it though, Tom. Like I make expectations about what's going to happen in the markets, and then something completely different happens. So I'm going to take a moment here, but from a higher level analysis, since you and I are right, probably 85-90% of the time about where we think price can arrive.
That's right.
It looks like this S2 line is showing signs of actual support. So we're at the bottom of this downward regression trend. There is some chance that we could bounce from here. We're outside of the regression trend on the daily chart, however, from April 7th. We've been in this trend for some time now, and we see this small little bend in the end here, but we're right now looking to test the other side of this. This is basically 3 standard deviations of price. It could go slightly beyond that, But if we close below this low candle, then unfortunately, I think that's the break of the uptrend, and we go even further down to 23,000, psychological level of 23K. So
It's fine by me.
it's fine by me. We'll take that direction if that's what happens. If we push back up, though, I'm expecting a small retrace up to 24.6, and I'll show you what that looks like on the 2-hour chart. 2-hour chart shows a retrace level here where we just pulled back yesterday. That was yesterday's price action. I'm expecting that we come back and test some of these moving averages, the key level being 24.6. And that could happen today. So a little bit of upside possible, a lot of downside possible as well. And that would be the continuation of this downtrend.
Guys, if you're in any trades today, I'd love to see what levels you're looking for and if you're long or short. I've actually come to rely quite a bit on hearing what the people in the chat say where they're in, because it gives me confidence. And then also, if I'm in a bad trade and so two people in the chat says, hey, we're long, I go, maybe I should just close my short here. Trying to be a hero.
All right, let's get the scalp strategy running. Now, I passed a take profit trader account yesterday, but I still got to sign the rest of their documents before I can actually get that one live. So I don't think I'm going to be able to trade it this morning.
All right.
Tiny gap fill from the open. I wouldn't even count it. It's only 20 basis points.
What's the low end of that?
The low from yesterday was 127, and we opened at 175. So it's not really a gap. But we got electronic view up here at 147. And it looks like the candles are trying to push above VWAP right now. I'm going to give it the full 6 minutes like I'm supposed to. We are rule following today, Tom. No messing around. Stick with the plan.
Oh, another thing happened yesterday. One of the reasons why we had the slowdown was 3 Fed chairs came out and said we should pause. We shouldn't cut in December. 3 of them came out. I was like, wait a second, what is going on? And that was exactly at the time where the market started turning over. So, just add a catalyst to that.
There's dissent in the ranks. I don't like it.
Right. And then, and right now we have but when we take a look at the SOFR rates, we're at 75% probability of a cut and 25% probability of a pause, which is very different, the complete reverse of what we saw yesterday.
Yeah.
So it's just been volatility all around. Oh my God. I love it so much. When I'm at night watching videos from like 3 years ago in order to see what people are saying for different sorts of situations, or when the 0DTE options first started really becoming like popular. Now I know I'm in the weeds. I know, like, okay, I'm really looking for stuff over here. It's just too fascinating.
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder, running a TradersPost, are we more technologists or are we more traders these days? I feel like I'm a perfect blend between the two. We are in the thick of it now, Tom.
I'm making Xbox controller remote trades while looking at 0DTE options. I think I'm smack dab in the middle.
Yep, I'm with you. On the Cloth asks, hey, Tom, did you catch your put yesterday?
Oh, yes. I mean, yesterday was a fantastic day.
Excellent.
That was fantastic. It was 1,600 on the trade, which annoys me because it could have been 16,000 if I just had the balls in order to. We're working, so we're not always seeing like, hey, what's going on in the markets or whatever. We look at the charts and we're like, hey, what's going on over here?
Okay, so interestingly, just keeping an eye on a couple other assets here. We got crude oil coming down to 57, and I like it at 55, which is always a support zone that I try to keep an eye on when it comes to oil, because it vacillates between 55 and 75. So if it comes down a little bit further, I might be interested in putting an oil trade on.
Are you doing any recession watch? Like, are you, because oil, if we're heading to a recession, oil's going to crash.
Yeah, oil's definitely a warning sign, but I think the main warning sign for me is if we break this support level. Remember, as we've always said on our shows, the key, an early signal to a recession is what happens in the stock market. So I want to see what happens in S&P and the NASDAQ.
Right.
I did notice that VIX came down this morning, so we're down to 131, which interestingly, we've been finding this peak range pretty consistently in the past of 28, 29, somewhere around there, and it looks like we just touched that level and started to mean revert, and that's a good sign. It could spell that we've reached the end of this little panic sell-off, and we find some support from here.
Right.
And then how's our friend Bitcoin doing? Just
Oh my
straight
God,
down,
just
unfortunately.
eating it. I mean, 84.
So it wants 75 then. That's what it's going for.
Right. So Tom Lee from Fundstrat,
Mm-hmm.
he was actually I think we're going to talk about that today on After Hours. So he's connected to different desks, allegedly, like this is what he says, in the crypto space. And he says there's a sort of like glitch happening within stable coins that is causing stable coins on exchanges to trade lower than what they actually are if you cross exchanges. And
No
so
kidding.
so that millions of accounts are getting liquidated based on the internal stable coin value.
Oh, I see what's happening here. They're manipulating the price in order to force the liquidations.
So he didn't want to name. He's like, I'm not going to name any of these places, which I'm like, why don't you want to name? But apparently some of these stable coins are trading at like 65 cents on the dollar. And so it's massive liquidations that are happening constantly, to the point where there's almost like no levered longs anymore. They're just getting rinsed out. So who knows if that gets cleared up and then everything starts going back up the other way. But if we headed it into a bear market for Bitcoin, it's not in any pattern that we've seen before. Like do not mistake this drop that we had on Bitcoin and be like, oh, it was only a 20% drop or a 30% drop. No, this happened in a massive forced way that no one can really explain. No retail trader is like sitting there, oh, we know what's going on, because it's just completely opaque.
I don't like it, Tom. I don't like the sound of all this manipulation in crypto.
Yeah.
I'm right. I'm trading off of Trade8. TradingView is too slow. You know what? I feel your pain. I have written this. I spent 4 or 5 hours last night writing a solution where I now have a direct connection to TradersPost to send my trades, and I've gathered my own pricing from the CME for M&Q, and that's going to make it a lot faster because their webhooks have been a bit slow lately. So let's go ahead and enter a short. And there it is.
This is one of the reasons I'm eager for Massive to provide futures data, because then I'll just use that. My own connection.
Yeah, I'm eager for Polygon to get there, Massive to get there. For those that don't know, Polygon is now called Massive, which is interesting as a name. Like, they have a massive data set. Is that the way we're looking at it? Nonetheless, I met with the crew when we did the Benzinga event. Man, I'm getting chopped out immediately. That's not fun. I don't like that.
I just went long.
Loser won.
Because we're at VWAP, or midnight VWAP, so I went long.
Okay, let's jot that down.
I'm surprised we haven't had a decisive move here yet. I guess it's only 9:41. Still.
You know what? That was kind of a silly move. It wicked right off of the electronic view app there.
Yeah.
And you and I have had that discussion enough times.
Yes.
Aventura says, market doesn't have any direction today. I agree with you. We want to see some support start to form above VWAP here. That would be nice, and then we'll push away. Any clues as to the Thanksgiving specials are yet? Well, guess what? Just got the update from TradingView. It looks like they are doing
80%.
An 80% off sale. So check out TradingView's updates. We are getting ready to launch our 40% off Black Friday special. We'll let you guys know about that. That's coming soon. That'll include any upgrade to a higher plan or a move from the monthly plan to the annual plan if you're an existing customer, and of course new customers. That'll apply to any of your existing products or any new products or subscriptions. All right, it's going the other way. Let's just go long.
I mean, I went long when we touched EV
Of
up.
course you did. You get in early. I wait for confirmation. You get all the bragging rights, and I have to get stopped out early. See, what is this though? I don't like this, Tom.
Yeah, that's why I get in early. Wow, look at that. Are we pulling back to EVWAP again? No way.
So the other interesting thing that was a nice benefit to me making a new Chrome extension for me to kind of send my signals off to TradersPost is that in general, it seems like it takes about 800 to 1.4 second, 800 milliseconds to 1.4 seconds for a request to go from TradingView to TradersPost. And I've written my script, which uses a local web server. So it catches my request from the Chrome extension and then relays that off to TradersPost. And the time that takes is I'm using one of Node.js's HTTP libraries that maintains an open handshake to TradersPost.
Oh,
And what that means is that the first time I make a request, it takes about 400 milliseconds, and the subsequent requests are less than 100 milliseconds. So I'm now at a point where I'm significantly faster than TradingView is by itself.
fantastic. That's fantastic. That's
I
what I like to
want
hear.
to show you guys how this is done, because for many of you, I think we're all looking for different tools to get in and out of our trades, and I know that push button entries and exits has been interesting for people. What's nice about this tool that I built is that all of my strategies are built into this extension. I know you can't see it here because of the way I'm sharing my screen, but basically I just have my scalp and my trend strategy laid out. I can type in the take profit and stop loss, and I just hit the button and it sends it off to my web server.
Like I was saying on Blueprint yesterday, I want everyone to start make these
Coding
tools.
more, yeah.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I wrote 90% of this in Claude. I had Claude Code put everything together for me. It was beautiful. It wrote the whole Chrome extension and everything.
Oh, fantastic.
All right, we're going for a short.
Really?
Trying again. Look at that. I just want 15 points.
15? Can you get 15? Yes, you can get 15. I'm so surprised we're stuck we're pinned.
Oh, you bastards.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. I feel for you, Mike.
On the class says TradingView sucks. I'll submit when my indicator says it literally takes seconds. I know. We're seeing a lot of that too. I think for discretionary traders, we have a lot of interesting tools coming that'll help you get in and out of your positions. For automated traders that have strategies built into TradingView, unfortunately, that seems to be one of the downsides right now. One of the things I kind of expected was that as a pro user on the platform, I would end up on some kind of like secondary or sort of isolated. Hey, look at that. Are we really pulling back here or what? I was hoping that I would end up on another server, right? That's well supported and has a smaller group of people on it. You know, you're paying a lot more money for this service. You should be able to kind of get the upgraded experience, but it doesn't seem to be the case. I don't know. What are we saying here, Tom? This is a close below VWAP now.
I got to see a close on the 5-minute for that to matter to me. Wow.
Okay, let's see how these signals have been coming in. So the first one, decent, took 683 milliseconds. Second one took 638. And the third one took 626. Pretty fast.
Wow, that is brutal. Loss on that trade.
All right, it's pulling back. I don't know what to say here. I want it to be bullish, but the market's going to go where it's going to go.
Yeah.
we quote unquote close the gap for the day. And it's starting to form what looks like a bigger push away from VWAP here.
All right, I'm going to try to go long here. This is my last attempt above 24.95.
Yeah, you want to go, you're going to try to go long from EVWAP?
I just can't imagine we have downward pressure here. Like, what's the downward pressure?
I don't know, maybe a retest of the overnight lows?
At 23,952-ish, maybe? 911. Those are wick lows, though. The close lows, what is it? 24.66?
Aventura says, Mike, when I see pictures of your trading journal at X, it shows a lot more trades. Do you also trade outside of the live stream? Sometimes. Sometimes I'll put a few more on. But remember, too, that's the sum of trades across all of my accounts. And on Tradeify, I have 5 accounts. So, what you need to do is take the number of trades that you see there and divide by 5, and that'll get you the average number of trades that I put on each account. For the most part, I trade the same way on all of my accounts, and I have 10 of them now. Well, I guess 9. I'm still waiting to get bumped up from, I just passed this take profit account, which is why it shows failed here. And I need to finish the document process in order to get it activated. So I'll have 10 accounts and I do trade them all pretty much the same way, except the position sizes are a little bit different. And then sometimes if I'm getting real squirrely, I might take one of those accounts, especially if it's an eval, and I'll trade that one independently.
All right.
Okay, you were right on that long. I like it. Good bounce from EVWAP.
This is the line in the sand. Come on. You need to break above there. Don't stick at 24,220. Please don't pull back from there.
Man, even Tradeavate's pretty slow today. It's taking as much as 3 or 4 minutes before I get notifications on my phone.
Yikes.
It's volatile.
Oh, look at that. Come on. Please don't do this to me. Get up there. Man. All right.
I got to turn off notifications on Tradeavate. This is crazy. The more accounts I have on Tradeavate, the more I get notifications across all the accounts, and I'll get like 150 alerts on my phone.
I'm the clock says it just happened. I filled on TradingView trying to close. It takes forever. It cost me $50 on 1 micro. Yeah, I get that.
I'm aware. That was a big motivator for me to build something custom. I was tired of the delays.
All right, time to put 5 minis on right now, and that way
go long.
Go long. 5 minis. Just play it. I call it the destiny trade because it works if Jesus wants it to work.
All right, let me go through this. Tell me how things are going there, Tom. I want to know if we close above VWAP. And if we do, I'll take a trade. In the meantime here, I'm going to see if I can sign my document for Take Profit Trader.
You do that on the 2-minute, right?
Yeah.
Well, it looks like we might in 52 seconds. Wow, what is this chop? What is going on? What happens to close above, but it's a red candle? And just downward pressure close above VWAP. $19 seconds for the close. Ooh. Are we moving up?
I see it moving up.
Seconds. 5, 2.
How are we looking on the 15-minute candle?
Looks pretty bullish to me.
Yeah, it does look pretty bullish. I mean, it's closed above the EV up there.
Yeah, I just don't like how it's like pinned in this area.
Yeah,
These near dojis are annoying.
it's a little indecisive still. I'm gonna wait for a clear close above. We've had, gosh, what are we up to now? Let's get into the Tradeify account.
Oh, but when this moves, oh, it's gonna move so big. So excited.
I wanted to move, but to your point, this has always been my issue with options expiry days. Things are weird.
Yeah.
All right, we've had 2 wins, 1 loss. Expectancy is negative. I got one more chance here, Tom. If I can't get a winning trade, then I'm done for the day.
Got it. Even if a massive 1,000-point rally starts happening, you're like, rules are rules. Soft rule.
Soft rules.
You got, I mean, my rule for that is like, if opportunity knocks, you can't just be like, it's my day off. No.
I think that's the thing. You got to use good judgment. Yes, it is rules that have helped me improve my trading in these prop firm accounts. And it's very clear that the more I follow the rules, the more my performance improves. I went back and did all the analysis on nearly 1,000 trades, and it tells the same story every single time. So I want to follow the rules, but of course, if there's a very obvious signal, I'm just going to jump on it. That's kind of what happened yesterday. I started in the red, and then we closed below VWAP, and the signal was so strong, I was like, all right, let's hop on.
That's right. If an ATM starts breaking down and spitting out money,
yeah, what are you going to do? Not pick up the cash? Right. Aventura says, this volatility smoked my algo strategies this week. I'm going to have to retool them. I was doing so well before this week. Well, hopefully that doesn't lead to over optimization. This has just been a weird zone. Okay, so I see a close above VWAP now. You're already long, right?
Hell yeah, I've been long. I've been long since 24/128, man.
I love it.
Waiting.
I love it.
If I'm going to lose anyway, I might as well lose from the best possible price.
Fair enough.
When that candle is red, that is when I'm buying.
Fair enough.
I'm up $300 right now on that trade because of it.
Excellent. Nice work.
About to add to my position. Ooh, that volume's looking good on the 2-hour candle. 2-hour candles are the most lying of candles. Until that candle closes, that 2-hour candle can completely change.
That is true. But I think that's true about all candles. Doesn't matter what time frame you're on. You got to wait for that sucker to close.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the 2-hour candle will make you think, oh my God, we're bullish today. That's so true. Bullish. And then it could close completely down the other side.
Go the opposite way. Yep. Yeah. See, I'm having one of those days here where my entries are just not well timed.
You got to come on my side where the water is warmer. You got to enter in on the red.
I already did the analysis. I lose more money when I go long below VWAP and short above VWAP. I'm not doing it anymore.
Fair. So then you got to give yourself more room in your stop.
Yeah, I mean, it is really volatile right now, and I did just put a 60-point stop on this one because ATR is 63, and it looks like I might get stopped out here at the base of this here, the wick of this candle. I'm just hoping that this is the orb breakout here. I need buyers to show up.
Yeah, I even added to my position there.
Bummer. All right. If we see a pullback to VWAP here, I'm going to do one more. We'll try a trend, and I'll trail by 60 points. But this is choppy here, and this has got me a little concerned that I'm going to get chopped out today.
I got stopped out, break even. Oh.
So it's a mix of performance today.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, that's why we have stop losses. Good Lord.
Jiminy cricket.
Yada, yada, yada. Man, the main thing that they don't want is you can't be a CTA and trade prop firm accounts.
Right.
It makes sense. They don't want pros.
Wait, do they say that in their documentation?
Yeah, the agreement with Take Profit Trader requires that you acknowledge that you're not a commodities trading advisor.
Interesting.
And you've not been registered with the CFTC or the SEC or have any kind of professional designation. Fortunately, I don't. I have a non-professional certification, and I'm working towards a second non-professional designation, the CMT. So I'll have the CFOA and the CMT, but neither of those are sanctioned or regulated by any governing authority. So I'm still considered a non-professional, quote unquote. No one's paying me to trade except for the prop firms themselves, but they're paying me as a 1099. So am I really a trader? Am I really a professional trader?
No direction. Well,
yeah, what do you guys think? Is this a nothing, a no trade zone? This is starting to look real choppy. This is chop suey here.
Yeah, seems like maybe 12 o'clock or something like that. That's when the move will happen.
Yeah,
I mean, a move has to happen. These options have to get cleared. It's option
right.
expiration. So.
I just think it's going to take a while from the open here.
All right, well, I'm willing to call it. Oh, let's give it 2 minutes. I'm just so biased towards the long side here.
It looks like it should bounce. And this dashed line on my screen here, that is S2. So I want it to post above it, just keep going. It seems like it could. It seems like it should. And yet markets can go anywhere.
The opposite of the negative gamma is the market makers can pin price at a certain part on the market in order to bleed out options. So it's the sort of thing that, you know, at 3 o'clock, maybe that's when the move happens and then it just skyrockets or in one direction.
Possibly. I have two great zones, first hour of the day and the last 10 minutes of the day. So maybe my pickup trade is the last 10 minutes once we close everything up for the end of the week. Aventura says this is trash. On the cloth says big chops. Yep, totally agree, guys. This is a little bit of a rough opening. We need price to move in one direction. On the cloth is short. Interesting. Okay. I hope you have that stop tight. This is a tough spot. Stop. Oh, did you get out? Okay, cool. Good. Nice work on the scalp. I don't even think I could scalp this right now. This is tough.
Well, I mean, it's just bouncing between 24,271 and VWAP.
Yep.
EVWAP, so.
And my indicator is supposed to help me stay with the rules. We had a clean close below VWAP and then it rejected. We've had a clean close above VWAP and it rejected. And now it's just chop city. So I'm waiting for a clean close on either side again. Another attempt at EVWAP.
Well, it's the beginning of the 50-minute candle, so a trend can start here if it's going to break.
Good call. It's starting to look bearish on the 15 now. Starting to look like a rejection on the 2 hour.
Yeah, I don't look at it. I only look at the 2 hour for anything for just historical candles. I never look at the current one. I used to have an indicator that would make my current candle on the 2 hour look like my background, like so I can't see the candle because I do not want to see that candle. All right, are we going short? Beautiful.
What
All
are
right.
we
So did
doing, guys?
any of us make money today, or are we all in the red?
I feel like everybody's probably in the red right now.
I was watching Austin Silver's tweets yesterday, and he was talking about how like it didn't work out for him yesterday. But then you had a great day yesterday, and I was like, oh, I'm with one of the rising stars here. You're Austin Silver level of a trader.
It just goes to show it's a part of it is just the probability of getting into a decent trade, and the some part of it is skill, but some part of it is also just luck. There's no avoiding the fact that this is an extremely difficult thing to do probabilistically. The odds are not really in our favor. All right, there we go. So I've taken a short here. I don't know if you guys noticed, but up 228 so far.
Sweet.
Not out of the hole yet, unfortunately. I had too many bad scalps.
If we catch the trend today, not gonna matter.
It's true.
Ventura's in a short. I'm cloth made $45.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Nice work, guys. It looks like we're down here testing support from yesterday, the low of yesterday during the regular trading hours.
Right.
I want to see a break here, but it's still choppy here.
Yeah, I don't believe it. My stop is tight.
Mm.
And I'm out.
It's going to reverse right back up, isn't it? I'm getting annoyed. That's a good sign to stop trading.
Yeah, that's pre-tilt behavior.
Yeah, it's going to come right back and go for it, isn't it? Yeah, fantastic. It's my favorite. All right, so it looks like I finally got my pro account active. All right, let's get this guy added. So this is a cool demonstration here. Let's just do this real quick. I just signed all the paperwork for my pro account on Take Profit Trader, passed one of the evals, so I got set up there. And when I click on Take Profit Trader on TradersPost, what you'll notice is there's the failed account, which isn't really failed. It's just I passed it, and so they delete it from the system. So I'll come back and clean that up in a little bit. I have some journaling I need to do on it. And now all I have to do is just enable the new Take Profit Trader account. So I'll do TPT Pro 50K and 0624. And so that's my new Take Profit Trader account. So now what I can do is go to strategies and subscribe that guy to my scalp strategy. And I think what I'm going to do is probably trade 2 contracts at a time on this one. And then on trend, we'll do the same thing. Subscribe, Take Profit Pro, auto submit, and position size of 2. So now I've got those 2 strategies enabled on that account, and I need to disable my strategies for the past account. All right, great. So now I'm all set up and on my way to a payout with Take Profit Trader.
Yay! So how many prop firms have you tried so far?
9, I think. 9.
9. Oh, that's
Yeah.
a higher number than I thought.
I've been trying them all just to see what their rules are all about, how they vary. You know, obviously, as we build a product for prop firm traders, I want to understand the space well. So, you know, it's been nice to do the research and get paid to do the research from the prop firms. Let's keep that going. I'm always a fan of getting paid for doing the work.
Right.
But yeah, I do want to have the experience with each one of them, understand who's my favorite, who's not, what works well, what doesn't. Take Profit Trader's been okay. I think it's, you know, we'll see how the payout process goes when I get there. But I just feel like everything's really slow on their system. And I've heard other people kind of complain about that, where your stats don't update until like nearly midnight or 10 o'clock at night. And that was the case yesterday. I passed the account and their dashboard didn't update until like nearly midnight last night. Gosh, guys, this is just a snake of chop. Look at that.
Just like yesterday.
Well, unfortunately, I'm down about 300 bucks across most of my accounts right now. So got some work to do to get out of the hole, or just call it. And to be honest, my rules say I'm already in negative expectancy and I've already had 4 losses. So it's time to call it quits.
Right. Alrighty.
This is kind of what I was expecting to happen here today, Tom, with options expiring. It just gets weird.
Well, what yesterday? What time did it actually turn over? 10:30 to 10:45.
It was definitely not as choppy. We had a post above, and I tried to go long, and that's when I was in the red. And then finally, by the second attempt below VWAP, that's when it was a clear signal, and I was able to capture most of the short and get out of the hole. So if we don't see something similar here, where we break away from VWAP and form a trend, I don't know how I'm going to make any money here.
Oh, brutal. All right, well, I'm calling it there.
On the cloth, I would say stick with it. Stick with your 45 bucks. Call it a day. Come back Monday. There's always another trading day. You know, in my mind, it's not about trying to find another trade. It's finding another day, and there's plenty of time. 11:09. What's 11:09? Sorry, Jose, I don't know what that means.
When the market like tipped over yesterday and fell.
Oh, was that the key point? Okay, gotcha.
All right, well, that's it for us today. We're going to be back here on Tuesday for even more trading on Price Action Live. Please join us today at after hours at 4 p.m., where we're going to be going over some of the big moves that happen in markets. I know not everyone's a big wonk. Not everyone wants to consume all this information, but I do it in order to make sure that you don't have to. And it is important to know. You need to know the market dynamics to see what's going on. I've been out of my Bitcoin for a while now. I'm not sitting on that drawdown because of that information. We're going to be, of course, on here on Tuesday for office hours. If you guys want to know more about how to use the TradesPost platform, or if you have any questions or things, features you'd like to get added, that's definitely a place to do it. But for right now, we wish you guys, as always, a great day and happy trading.
Cheers, everybody. Happy Friday.